Easy dinner rolls. I created this recipe many years ago and it's one of my absolute favorites, and I hope it'll be one of your favorites too. I love to make homemade rolls and I hope you will too. These are the ingredients that you will need: 4 to 5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of lukewarm water, 1 cup of sugar, 2 teaspoons of salt, 2 eggs beaten, 2 sticks of salted butter melted and cooled, 2 packages of rapid rise yeast, and then add your yeast to your lukewarm water, mix it, and then let it set for about 5 minutes to soften. And then make sure your melted butter is cooled. Use a half a stick of melted butter in your yeast mixture. Add your sugar and your salt and your 2 beaten eggs. Mix this very well with the whisk. And then add your first cup of flour. Whisk it very well. Make sure there aren't any lumps. And then add your second cup of flour. Mix it very well. You might want to use a spatula at this stage. You don't want a big mess with the whisk. And then add another cup of flour. Mix it very well. It's getting more dense now. And the next stage, don't add a whole cup of flour. Just sprinkle some flour on. Mix it with your spatula. Fold it in. It's going to be more dense and harder to mix. And then at the next stage, it looks like a disaster, but don't worry, this is how it's supposed to look. Sprinkle your flour over the top and work it in with your hands until you have a large ball that isn't sticky. And then knead it for 5 to 10 minutes to get the gluten working inside of the flour, inside the dough. And then add 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil on the top and the bottoms and the sides of the dough. This will help it to rise. And find a warm place in your kitchen to let it rise. You can cover the bowl if you want. I find it rises just fine without being covered, but that's totally up to you. And then when it's risen, double, then break off pieces that are about 2.5 to 3 inches in diameter, shape into rolls, and then put them in a 13 by 9 inch greased pan. Let them rise double, about an hour and a half. And when they have risen double, then have your oven preheated at 350 degrees. Brush your rolls with butter, melted butter, and then let them bake 20 to 30 minutes until they're golden brown on top and bottom. And then brush with more butter, and then you're good to go. I hope you love this recipe as much as I do.